Hey, it's Alvi here. I am doing the weekly guidance readings. It's a pick a card reading, as you may notice from the title of the video. This is group one, and the crystal that I have here is a Botswana agate. Um, I didn't really think about it when I was putting them out, I just did it intuitively, but I feel like this crystal has a message for you. So, the meaning of, or the use for Botswana agate, it says that it has properties that extend beyond the physical realm and into the spiritual. It's known to energize the auric body and promote spiritual maturity. It also encourages you to seek the truth, embark on spiritual journeys, while recognizing that love is the constant force of the universe. So, I feel like that's kind of like going to tie in with your message a little bit. I'm going to start with the cards here. So, joy is the ultimate creator. Ask for what you want. It says let the universe and other people know what you need on the bottom of the card. And we've got the hangman here. Suspense and waiting. I feel like there's a situation in your life where obviously you're waiting, right? But I think maybe it's something that you're trying to call in, something that you want to call in, that you might be having trouble with, or you kind of feel stuck. This is what I'm getting. I feel stuck. I keep trying to do this. I keep trying this. I try that, and nothing seems to work. But I think, firstly, my guides just said they're taking it too seriously. So you're taking it too seriously. You've got to be joyful, happy, and fun about these things, right? You don't take it too seriously. And let people know what you need. I'm going to pull some more cards, and I'm going to see if they give us a bit more of a story for this. I'm going to just reshuffle. I had to restart for a minute, so let's do that again. So what's coming up for me actually right now as I'm shuffling is maybe do an aura cleanse, or have your aura cleansed and checked for like cracks and stuff like that. We can get, I guess, like what you call holes or puncture wounds in our aura, or have a leaky aura, and that can mean that energy's leaving. So maybe you're feeling fatigued, and that's sort of not really, that's contributing to why you're feeling stuck, and why things aren't working the way that you want them to. So yeah, doing some work around your aura, some energy work, some clearing work. There's too many cards. Let's have a look. What else does group one need to know? How can we, what's the message for group one? Okay, the Emperor. Just going to keep pulling the cards out first. Ooh, there we go. Bondage. Had that song, is it Blondie, I think? Oh no, it's not Blondie. What am I thinking of? X-Ray Specs? It's like, oh, bondage up yours. It's an old punk song anyway. It's kind of cool. That came to my head when I saw that card. So I feel like, yeah, with that and the hangman coming out, I feel like there's this very stuck energy here, but you're very fed up with it. And at the same time, you're not really sure about which way to go to unstick yourself, to become unstuck. Nervous about change. Okay, that kind of explains a lot too. Let's just see if we can get a few more. Okay, they're asking me, the magicians just jumped out as well. They're asking me to change decks. So, there's my deck. Have a look here. Okay, so I feel like it's sort of lacking, not joy so much as in like you're not unhappy, but there's this sort of spark elements that comes from being truly free that you might be missing right now because you feel stuck. I've got the Six of Swords here as well. So ask for what you want. Maybe it's a matter of not, unclear communication, perhaps working to clear your aura and therefore your energy, will help bring you some clarity. I feel like there's something that you're not being truthful with yourself about, and when you're not truthful with yourself, then you can't actually kind of call in what you want, because perhaps you're asking for something that's not really part of your path, or perhaps you're hoping for something that isn't good for you, really, and that's why it's not coming through. So we have the Page of Pentacles and the Six of Swords that have come up as well. Let me just run through all of these cards now. Let's see what comes up. So the Emperor, masculine influence and power, bondage, issues of control and freedom. Nervous about change. Now this one really piqued me when I picked it up. I was like, well, yeah, when you're nervous about change, you can't actually, sometimes you just can't find the way out because you're too scared, or it worries you. You don't want to leave your comfort zone. And that's what this is also about. This bondage card. It's the Devil card, right? So it's something you feel chained to, something you feel like you can't change, but really if you have a look at this card, you can see that she feels like she's stuck where she is because she's got all these things tied to her, but she's got wings, so if she chopped them off, she wouldn't have to worry about like falling to her death because she could use her wings to fly away. It's something that's going on within your mental state. I feel like there's anxiety involved here, and that can definitely bring a very kind of stuck energy. I really want to pull some more cards on Hangman because I want to know why they're stuck. Where is it coming from? What's it about? Let's have a look. So Six of Swords and Page of Pentacles have already come up, but they weren't really there to clarify, so we'll read them separate. What is the Hanged Man all about? How does this work with this message, with this reading? Okay, so the Two of Wands. This is about sort of being able to look outside your current reality, I suppose. Like look further afield. Whether it's about like moving to a different place or visiting a different place, or if it's mental, like you it's in reverse, so it's sort of like you're not able to step out of what you usually think, where you usually are. It's like routine. That's what I'm getting. It's like routine. It's like sometimes when routines are too strict, they don't allow for growth, right? That coming up with the Emperor card as well. It's about, I feel like what's happening here is there's this situation where there's a very tight sort of structure, and it may be something that you created yourself to keep yourself safe. But what it's actually doing is it's preventing you from growing. It's preventing you from moving on, because when you get to a certain point with this kind of very strict regime, you can get kind of, or routine or structure or whatever it is. And I feel like there's it's either like masculine energy that's coming from you that's created it, or it's like a pattern. It's like a copy pattern from perhaps a father figure. That's what's coming through. So someone who is very strict, and you're copying this because this is the only way that you kind of feel, it makes you feel safe. But what it's actually doing also is it's restricting you, right? It's limiting you. And it's also limiting your ability to tap into joy, because when you're too focused on like doing things this particular way all the time and never stepping out of routine, and I don't know, they just said OCD, so that maybe that means something. It kind of takes the fun out of life in a way, because there's no room for spontaneity and there's no room for growth, and you feel very limited. You get to a point where you need to expand, you need to grow, you need to know new things, do new things, go new places, and you can't if you're kind of too scared to break out of what you're actually currently in. This is the Four of Cups. See, I feel like what they're actually saying with this card is that there's things that you want but you're too scared to ask. There's things that you want but you don't really know how to manifest them, but you can actually change things. It's all got to start with your mental state. The Magician coming up as well. Oh, that ring light's so weird. The Magician coming up as well. It's intuition and taking chances, right? So it's like that asking you, your guidance is, you know, asking you to step out of what you're used to and not be too worried about, you know, the change and what sort of repercussions it's going to have. Because at this point, I think any kind of change is good for you. Change is as good as a holiday, is what I just heard as well. The Page of Pentacles. It kind of feels like, and the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords is moving away from trouble. Like, it might sometimes to make a decision to move away from something that you're used to, that keeps you feeling, I wouldn't say safe, but you get used to it, you know, and that's how your brain kind of thinks, well, this is cool. I'm good with this. Stepping out of this might be a bit difficult for me. Sometimes making that decision to change can be very, very scary, but I think this is what's coming through right now. I don't think I know. It's asking you to look beyond, like this card here, right? This is, she's inside looking out the window. She's looking at a globe. She's got staffs, you know, and I was thinking that as like, you know, the wizard or whatever going for a journey. She's looking outside. She's even got like a car. You see her a picture of a car. She's dreaming of traveling. She's dreaming of like going to different places and doing new things, but it's coming up reverse. So I feel kind of like it's almost like you've stopped dreaming about doing these things. You've stopped trying to go places or do things for this, because of this fear that you have, some kind of fear that's coming through. Fear of stepping out of what you know and what makes you feel grounded and safe. And kind of, I think what I'm also getting is a fear of the future, fear of the unknown. It's rather, funnily enough, this is the Devil card, right? I don't know if I said that before. I mean, in a traditional tarot deck, this would be the Devil card. So, and I heard the better the devil you know. So that's basically like, that's what they're saying. They're saying it's sort of like you're in this place where you're thinking, I will stay here because I know this. It's not because it's better for you. It's not because it's helping you or it's supporting you, but it's just because it's what you know. And that way it's not scary. You don't have to step out of yourself. You don't have to grow. You don't have to change. But you're getting this push to come through, to change, to focus on joy, to remember that there's other things outside of this one little thing. You know, there's more to life than whatever it is that you're currently focusing on so much that you can't even bring yourself to step out. I just heard the word twin flame, so it could be that you are in that stage of a twin flame journey where you're like, you know that you're not happy, right? You know that you're not happy waiting, yeah, but you're still sort of stuck in that dogmatic idea that you have to wait for this one particular person because that's the only person that can satisfy your needs in a romantic relationship, and it's actual bullshit. It's really not true. It's just a limiting belief, and I feel like there's so much going on with this limiting belief thing that's coming up right now. I'm going to look deeper into it. I feel like it's a little bit spiritually based. I mean, the twin flame thing isn't for everybody. It might be something else completely. And you will know if the message is for you and if it resonates with you. Okay, what are the limiting beliefs that are stopping pile one from moving forward? Okay, we have the Five of Pentacles. This is, in this context, it's sort of like fear of abandonment. It's like the abandonment wound kind of coming up. For some of you, I feel like you might be wanting to stay in an unhealthy relationship situation or family situation because you fear being alone, and you'd rather be with, like, in a situation where you're not alone than you would, and not have to face that feeling of abandonment, not have to face that feeling of being left out in the cold, rather than, you know, step out of the comfort zone and see what else is out there. Let's see what else is coming up. Wow, let's through Two of Pentacles. That's a few too many cards. I'll just take the top one. Let's have a look. Now I want another one from this deck. Okay, challenges and problems. The Two of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles. Okay. So a strong message just came through as I was shuffling then. It's basically one of a relationship, as I was saying. It's kind of like there's a situation. This isn't for everybody, obviously, but you're either in a living situation or a relationship situation that you don't want to leave. And it might be that relationship has ended, but you're still pining for it. Or it might be that you want to leave. You sort of want to leave, but you're scared to leave because you don't know what the repercussions are, or you don't know what your options are, maybe. And it's hard to make that decision because you've got an attachment to the person or to the situation. And that means that you are kind of limiting yourself. So this thing with the limiting beliefs, the limiting ideas, the not being able to see beyond the here and now, or actually fearing what's beyond the here and now, is coming up very, very strongly. So I pulled the Five of Swords, which is like, it's sort of like an internal fight. So there's this internal fight going on. You want to. There's a push coming through. It might be an energetic push. You might be noticing with the Botswana agate kind of energy that you are feeling fatigued, that you are feeling drained, that this person, this situation is like affecting you energetically. It's making you forget how to be joyful. It's taken the joy and the spontaneity and the happiness out of you and out of your life. And it seems with the Two of Pentacles as well that it's kind of like you feel like every day is a juggle. It's like a juggling act to try and keep everybody happy. And by the end of it, you're not happy, right? So you're sacrificing your own happiness for these other people or for this situation just to stay safe, well, not safe, but you know what I mean, like to please your ego in the way that it feels like it's doing the right thing, perhaps, or that it feels safe, that you don't have to, you know, step out of that comfort zone. Because if you step out of that comfort zone and you're actually successful and you have a good time, holy shit, what are you going to do? Like, it's not you anymore. So I think what's coming through as far as guidance is concerned is that this feeling stuck, when you're feeling like this, it is actually a sign that there is something outside of where you are right now that you can step into. It's like the universe is pushing you to find a way to ask for what you want, to be clear in the way that you communicate things, to remember your magic, to remember who you are, and to remember to put a little bit of joy back into your life, and manifest what you need. If you can't, just grab it, you know. it starts with the tiniest things. If you're in a place where you're very depressed and you don't really feel happy, well, that would wobbly, sorry. You can start with the tiniest things, like being grateful that you have a house to live in, or you have warm water, hot water, running water, you know, things like that we all take for granted. We have a phone, you have a way to communicate with the outside world if you don't go out, or you have the internet so you can connect with people. All sorts of things like that. Just, you know, basically they're saying a gratitude journal, or just every time you see how blessed you are with these certain things, and you're like, well, wow, look at me, I'm lucky I've got this, I'm lucky I've got that, and you start feeling a little bit more joyful about things. It starts to build up, and it builds up a momentum so that you can actually get yourself unstuck, so that you can start to say to yourself after a while, it's not just about those things. It's like, maybe it's not as bad outside as I thought it was. Maybe there are opportunities out there that aren't scary. Maybe there are ways for me to move through this and expand further into life. So I think that's your guidance, is to remember how to find joy and spontaneity, even if it's like the tiniest little things every day, until it becomes a momentum, and then get clear on what you want and start letting people know that you need something. Maybe you need help, maybe you need to move away from where you are, or you're scared of something, you're scared of being left out or ignored or abandoned, or feeling like, or any of those things, I guess. Sorry, I'm just looking at this card here. See, she could get in that door if she just lifted her head up, right? This is the whole crux of this reading, pretty much. It's like she's so busy looking down at the ground at her feet and feeling dejected and whatever. She hasn't noticed that there's a key there that's going to let her through the door where all the pentacles are. And that's basically it. There's like, they're saying look for a sign. There's signs. You can ask for a sign, you can look for a sign. There's ways. Always tell yourself, you know, everything that you need is shown to you. So when you're looking for something, when you need some help, or you need clarity or something like that, something will show up in your life this week and help you if you keep asking for it. Keep asking for help, keep asking for clarity, keep saying, I need to move away from this. This is, you know, and find that thread of positive energy that's going to keep going, that's going to build that momentum. Let's have a look here. This is a huge channel. Sorry guys, I didn't think it was good. I didn't think it was going to be like this. Hopefully it's helpful to you guys. I'm going to have a little look at the angel answer cards and see if they've got some advice. It says you're ready. Okay, so yeah, you're definitely ready to move forward. It might be scary, it might feel, you know, very unknown, but you're ready for it. You can handle it. Let's have a look. So stop focusing on the past and start focusing on the present, and then on the future, what you want in your future. Let's have a look. What else have they got? What else would you like to tell group 1? There's something better. So there you go. There's something better. You're ready for something better. And you deserve to have something better. If it's not making you happy, if you are feeling like this or like this, then you know that there's something better for you. And we're going to do one more of these. Let's have a look. Ooh. Where did it go? Oh dear. Can't see it. Oh, there it went. Oh, in the little box I've got under here. Communicate clearly. Alright, so, oh, I'm so sorry about the wobbling. I've got to get a better setup, but at the moment this is what I've got. So there you go. So you're ready to move forward. This stuckness that you're feeling is really mostly mental. I feel like there's a lot of anxiety around this situation and moving out of this situation. But it says right here, right? you're ready, there's something better. And joy is the ultimate creator. So communicate clearly what you need and ask for what you want. Start telling people what you want. Start letting people know and letting the universe know what you're ready for and how you're ready to move forward. Or even just say, I'm ready to move forward, can you help me? Alright, I think that's it for this group. Hopefully that's been helpful to you, and I will see you next time. Hello, this is Alvi with Group 2's. I've got to remember not to put my hand on the desk. Group 2's reading for the weekly guidance. Pick a card. So, for Group 2, I intuitively chose this crystal. This is called Goldstone. It's meant to bring in abundance and wealth, but it's also, I'm looking at my computer because I've looked it up because I can't remember what all of the crystals I own mean sometimes. It's called the Stone of Ambition, and it assists in attaining goals. Some consider Goldstone to be a symbol of ingenuity, ambition, and drive. It's believed to reduce tension, revitalize the wearer, and encourage a positive attitude. All right, so just reading that alone, I feel like there's something that you are... First of all, I think that if you chose this group, or I feel that if you chose this group, that you're an ambitious person, but there's something particular that you are focusing on right now, that you would like to have come into your life. Also, I feel like you might be needing a bit of positivity in your life. Pulling up your cards now, the first card is, when I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. The second card is Spring, and it says, your desires are fully manifest as the flowers begin to bloom. Oh, that's beautiful. And pause and observation, 9 of Wands. Okay, so I'm going to pull a few more cards before I start reading. Oh, pardon me, I've got a bit of a hiccup. Drank too much water too quick, I think. Alrighty, let's have a look. So first thing coming through is, I feel like you may be sort of teetering. I don't think like you're really, having a really hard time, but I think that there's something is that you might be needing to remember to always go to love, to always go to source energy, to go into unity consciousness if you know how to do that, when you're feeling lost, right? Because sometimes in life it's so easy to be disconnected from ourselves and from our true purpose and our inner nature, or like our inner divine being or our higher self. It's the same thing, just different words to describe it. So I feel like maybe you're in this place where you might need to be reminded, or you might need to remember this week you'll be going through a bit of a wave. Like the energy at the moment is a bit, as usual, but it's a bit of a wavy, gravy kind of thing. As one of my friends, Mel, used to always say, the energy is up and down, right? So you could be feeling really good at one point, and then the next thing, something will come up and you'll feel really, you'll be processing. You'll have grief, you'll have sadness, you'll have, feelings basically, because you're a human. But just always remember that when you go back to that source, to that inner source, and I don't know why, but my guides have just made me say that I have a meditation on YouTube. No, not on YouTube. It's on SoundCloud at the moment. That it's a free meditation that you can use to help you kind of like activate your inner spark. It's called the Divine Healing Meditation. So if that interests you, and when they say that, I just go along with it because somebody might need to hear it. Somebody might need to use it. So that's one thing to be looking out for, is to, when you feel yourself kind of you know, going down that path, down that downward spiral. Whether it's that you're thinking about the thing that you're focusing on, the thing that you're trying to create, or bring into your life, whether it's about, you know, maybe getting a promotion or something like that. Like, I feel like you're ambitious, as I said, with the goldstone that I intuitively picked up. I'm not getting a clear message, but I feel like there's something that you're working towards, or something that means a lot to you that you're trying to call in. And I think that sometimes you doubt yourself. I feel like this is what I'm getting. Is like sometimes you doubt yourself, and when that happens, it's time to go back to inner source, or to source energy, clear your energy, and remember to connect with something that's bigger than you, or just with, you know, trust your intuition. Go back to your intuition. Go back to your why you're doing it. Pardon me. This really strange tight chest again. Every time I start channeling, it happens. So I think I might need to clear my heart chakra or something. So spring. It's saying don't give up, basically. Spring. Your desires are fully manifest as the flowers begin to bloom. Yeah. So they're giving you a time frame. Here in Australia, it's spring soon. At the end of August, it's like the 1st of September is spring. It's also my birthday. So what you're kind of trying to call in right now will really start to show signs of coming in, or even, you know, you'll get to see whatever it is that you're kind of ambitiously striving for come to you in the spring. For you guys in the northern hemisphere, I think it's a little further away, but that's okay. You know, divine timing and all that. I'm going to just shuffle some more cards while I talk about this pause and observation. So with this pause and observation card, it's kind of like, it's like when you're running a race or climbing a hill, climbing a mountain perhaps. I don't know, this is the analogy I'm being given. This is the visual that I'm being given. It's like you're almost at the top of the mountain, but you're not quite there. And when you're almost there, sometimes you need to stop and just observe what's going on. I'm going to look into that a little bit further soon. I'm just going to pull some more cards. Ooh, that one wants to come out. Cool. It's a good card. Alrighty, so what about for group 2? Group 2. Might pull one more of these. Ooh, there we go. There goes one jumpy. Alright. There is a lot of cards coming up about, well, not a lot, but enough. And it's funny because it's all about their Pentacles cards. So, and they're positive cards. The Nine of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles. So, what I feel like now, having gone through these cards and also knowing that we have the Goldstone, which I know people use to manifest abundance and money into their lives. I feel like this is something, it may be business related, it may be career related. It's somehow related to how you're bringing money into your life, and that you are focusing on, you know, maybe boosting your abundance through manifestation, or maybe you're working for a promotion, or putting a lot more effort into your business and being really serious about making it a success. We have the Swift Decisions card. There's a lot of Wands and a lot of Pentacles here. Well, enough anyway. So I'm just trying to you've got this one and then this one. All right, so I think for some of you there's a warning here about making your decisions too quickly, that maybe you should pause and observe. I'm getting the word triggered in my head. So sometimes, you know, when you're negatively triggered, You'll make decisions based on previous situations that you were in, or based on, you know, a pattern or a belief, or something like that, rather than, or a trauma even, rather than stopping and breathing and observing and then acting rather than reacting. So that's just for some of you. I feel like for others, at the moment, it feels like nothing's happening. Like, nothing's happening, but things just aren't moving, right? So it's this time where you're sitting back, you're resting, you're kind of looking at things, maybe, you know, tweaking your mindset, changing the way that you're doing things, because you're able to stop and look and understand, maybe that's not working, maybe I should try a different way, and then go find a different way to do it, whatever this is, you know. I feel like it's something you're very passionate about. But I also feel like it's kind of like building a stable foundation, so that when the time comes, you can make swift decisions. So things that, or that the energy is going to be quick, that's going to be changing, and that you have this structure, this foundation set up already, so that when things do change, and it's going to change positively, that you are prepared for it. So the next card we have is enjoying the outcome, 10 of Pentacles. Getting what you want, basically. You will be getting this money, you will be getting this abundance, this success that you are looking for. And as I said, I feel like right now you're building a structure, right? Or, you know, you might be setting up funnels or something like that in your business, or just focusing on one specific thing, on how to, you know, boost your views or get your social media marketing working, or whatever it is, get followers, those kinds of things, and set things up so that when things start to change, when you start to have more traction in this situation, everything's good. Like, you don't suddenly have to go into this panic of, oh my god, I haven't got that set up, oh my god, this isn't working. I mean, obviously with tech, if it's a tech thing, there's always going to be something that's not going to be working. But if you have it all kind of sorted out before, I feel like actually what they're saying, it sort of feels like it's a business launch or something like that, that you're sorting out. So you're setting up systems, which is the pause and the observation, in anticipation of this quick change, where you're not actually pausing and observing, you're actually having to get up and do things, and, you know, this fast movement towards this. So the 10 of Pentacles is, you know, having it all, basically. The 4 of Swords. All right. This is basically just saying get some rest. You've got good fortune coming, so maybe take the time to rest while you can, so that you're sort of, what's the word I'm trying to think of? So that you're conserving energy for when you need it. This is basically what's coming through to me, is that when you're setting these things up, while you're waiting, conserve your energy, because things are going to change, and when they change, they're going to change very quickly. It's going to be good, but it's going to be a huge change, and there's going to be a lot of movement and a lot of busyness that's going to come with it. So you need to get your rest now, and you need to remember to rest when you need to. When you're guided to, when your body asks you to, even during your busy times. And this got good fortune that's coming in, so the 9 of Pentacles here as well. I'm going to draw some more cards from the Lightseers Tarot, because sometimes they are a little bit more brutal, but a bit more realistic as well. They give you what you need to know. So what else does? Although this is a very positive reading, and I feel like for anyone who's, you know, working on building their abundance in any way, shape, or form, this is a very positive thing. I feel like within a month, things are going to start changing for you. Wow, look at that. 10 of Pentacles again. So, yeah, it's going to be coming in. It's not quite there yet. Don't give up. Remember to go to the light, remember? When you start feeling discouraged, when you start feeling, you know, oh shit, is this going to work? When you start questioning things. Yeah, because this card's kind of saying, like, look at all these different things I'm trying right now. Nothing seems to be working. It is. It's working. And it has to do with your energy and your mindset and the way that you are doing things differently. And if you're not doing things differently and things aren't working, maybe that's the guidance for this week, is to look at a few different things. But the thing is, don't give up, right? The 10 of Pentacles twice is a really good indication that, you know, good things are coming in for you as far as abundance, work, money. I don't know how else to put it, really. I just see money, basically, or abundance. What's the other word that we like to use in spiritual coaching? Resources. So resources, it might not be specifically money, but you like, oh, they just said inheritance. So my guides are whispering in my ear. There might be someone who gets inheritance. There might be someone who's, you know, there might be some of you who are, like I said, being promoted into a higher level job, or, you know, part of your career might mean that you have to work more, which means you have to pay attention to your rest, but you will be getting a lot more money. Resources as well, as what I was going to say, is like you might find that you're winning more things, like you're getting given, you know, stuff that you need. So maybe you need a new camera or something like that. People are going to be gifting you things. So the next card that's come up is the 10 of Cups. Wow, guys. Group 2 has got it going on. I don't know what you're up to. I don't know what you're doing, but it's all going to work out really well. It's just all good stuff coming through. Have we got any more messages here? The only thing is that maybe, you know, when you start to doubt yourself, of course, go into inner self, higher self, or swords, or that place of positive energy. Or maybe you might need to, you know, look at why you're feeling that way and process those emotions. Ace of Wands. So I feel like your intuition, or your, what's the word? Inspiration will be on fire, right, this week. I'm also seeing like third eye kind of action going on here. So, you know, this is going to be coming from the subtle realms. It's going to be inspired action, inspired and divine kind of divinely orchestrated things that you're doing. So you want to be listening to your intuition and following that intuition, so that you can find the rainbow road. I just had to say that. I love that. But no, so that, you know, all of these resources and really good things that you've probably been, you know, working on bringing into your life for a long time can actually come to fruition. Weirdly, I don't know why there was a sexy dice on my floor, so I'm going to roll one of those for you. Oh, maybe I shouldn't. They're a bit rude. I see cuddles. Someone's getting cuddles. We're not going to go too far into that. I'll probably get kicked off YouTube. Anyway, so that for you guys, I think, is enough of the reading. Hopefully you liked it. Give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can see more of my videos. I will be doing more as the weeks go on. If you'd like a personal reading, you know, feel free to send me a message, or go to my link in my bio as well. Other than that, hopefully I'll see you next week. And that was a very good message. Bye. Hi, Group 3. This is Albie with your weekly guidance reading. So for you guys, I chose Amazonite. I chose these crystals kind of intuitively. I just grabbed them out and put them on the group of cards, and I find that they have like a specific message for the people who, you know, for whichever group chose them. So Amazonite is said to bestow truth, honor, and integrity to its wearer. It's used to treat fatigue, trauma, or anything else that might take away energy from a person. And it's also said to help with thyroid problems with the thyroid gland. So that little the message sort of coming through with that is like, maybe you're feeling fatigued, and if you are feeling fatigued, maybe some Amazonite will help. You can get like cute little, you know, bracelets like this to wear, or, you know, a necklace or something like that, or just carry one around in your pocket, or as some of my friends like to do, in your bra, which I don't really understand because I think it would be very uncomfortable. But perhaps you're feeling fatigued, or with this current energy shift that's coming through at the moment, I'm hearing that a lot of people are sort of like reliving grief, or have a lot of stuff coming up, so you might find that that will help. Just trying to see what my guides are saying as well. I think we'll just go to the cards, and if something comes up, it comes up, and I'll tell you. Okay, so the first card you have for weekly guidance is one that says My True Nature. As soon as I pulled that out, I was like, oh, maybe we're looking at people who are feeling into the separation consciousness. That could mean a relationship. It could mean just that you feel out of sorts. You're noticing how things are divided rather than how things are connected, you know? So it could pan out for in a lot of different situations. The next card that I have is Debt Paid Off. And I got 2 cards from this deck, so, and Daughter. Then we have Traditions, and that one says nostalgia and reflections. In traditional tarot, that card would be the Hierophant. So this could be a situation of I'm getting marriage or relationship like that, you know, something that's a traditional thing, you know, like a traditional type of relationship, or things that are to do with the church, I don't know, or some kind of spirituality. I'm going to pull some more cards. And as I do, I shall read a little bit through these ones that are sitting here already. So your guidance for this week will be to come back to oneness, to remember that we're all connected and that we are all, you know, one, basically. I know a lot of people don't like that, because it means, it kind of sounds like we don't have any individuality, but it's not like we're all one, as in humans. It's hard to explain. It's like we're all connected to this one source, right? So in some ways we are all one, but we're just individual streams of consciousness experiencing themselves for source to experience itself, something like that. I don't know. I've dropped my cards, so don't mind me. Oh, it's getting hard to get down there. Okay, so 3 cards came out. We got Judgment, Pause, Observation, and Cash Flow. I'm going to pull a couple more. Alright, I also feel like when I was looking at these first few cards, I feel like there might be a fight between you and your daughter or one of your children, or there's like this sort of, it's not, you know, like maybe you're not talking, maybe you had a falling out, or perhaps you're noticing that your daughter is going through something like that with somebody else. Debt paid off, so the weight of old habits of debt is lifted from your shoulders when you remember that we are all one, I guess. That's what they had me say, so that will make sense to somebody. I feel like often with this card, and especially with this card coming up as well, and this one, because I often read the daughter card as, you know, it's one of your children. It doesn't have to be your daughter. It could be someone with feminine energy. It could be a child of either or all genders. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I'm not quite sure what to say, but you know what I mean. So one of your children might be going through this, or this could involve somehow this debt being paid off, this karmic debt. That has, it's got a very spiritual kind of thread running through this. So this is something spiritual. This is something karmic. This is a karmic debt that's being paid off. And as you pay that off, you might find that you see more connection, like more unity consciousness rather than separation consciousness will be coming into your life. And as I said that, I hadn't even really paid much attention, but we've got Judgment coming up. And Judgment is about putting the past to rest. So there was something that happened. This is what I'm getting, right? That made you fall out with somebody in your family. It could have been your children. There could be like this feeling of separation, even though you might be living together. It could have affected like your other relationships. Because karma has a way of doing that. It's like when I see karma, it's like this big weird knot of all, you know, tangled up black threads and stuff. It's sort of like, you know, weaving when you're trying to undo a big knot of wool or something like that. So putting the past to rest. So what I'm seeing with this is there will be a situation where you will be asked to, you know, be the bigger person perhaps, or maybe just remember that the past is the past. You can't change the past, and sometimes you just have to go with what's in the present. Also, I'm getting shadow work, you know, processing your emotions so that you can put the past to rest. You can forget about whatever this situation was. And it just keeps coming up that like I don't quite know how to put it. It's like an estrangement. And you can, you know, still be in contact with someone, but it just feels really strained. There's like no sort of connection with them. It's sort of, weird. But I know that you will know if this is you and it's resonating with you. They want me to tell you that as you put the past to rest and you realize that, you know, as you process this stuff and you put it away, and this debt is paid off, that all of your relationships will improve. See, this card's come up as well. So this is the pause and observation card. This is the 9 of Wands. And then we've got cash flow. All right, so debt paid off in a couple of ways, right? So it could be actually that you owe money or you're in debt in somehow, some way. This kind of putting the past to rest is, you know, going to help you pay off these debts so you no longer carry that weight with you into the future. The pause and observation, I had this come up in another one of the readings that I've done tonight. And it's just today it's just speaking to me of remembering not to get triggered. Like when something upsets you, when something brings up something from the past, or you start feeling really out of control emotionally because of something that wasn't even, you know, that bad. But it made you remember a past situation that actually turned bad. Remember to take a step back, to pause, and, you know, observe your reactions and remember that, you know, put it in its place, put it in the past, put it where it belongs, and take the moment to take some breaths and act, you know, like make a new path here. This is the way that we heal. This is the way that we put the past to rest sometimes, instead of just reacting, because when you do that, you change the whole energy. You change the energetics of whatever the situation it was. Okay, so swift decisions. This is another card that came up in one of my other readings. I think it was group 2. So I feel like you'll be getting some money coming in. You'll be seeing some improvements in your cash flow as a part of this remembering your oneness, remembering your unity. I don't know why they're saying that, but it's obviously a message for someone. Remember that you're here to make a difference. Okay. So you're here to make a difference. And when you start doing things that are actually making that difference, you'll see cash flow rather than, you know, working for money and feeling like, you know, uncomfortable about asking for sales and stuff. Remember that what you're doing is making a difference and you're here for that. And if that's part of your purpose and that's part of your path, then you'll find that the money just flows. Swift decisions. So the energy will be moving fast. I'm just trying to read into this one. I feel like obviously you're going to have to make a decision quickly about something. Let's have a look a little deeper with these lovely cards I have here. Clarify. Nostalgia for me. Show me a little bit of something here. Alright, what have we got here? Okay. Okay, so we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is putting the work in. The Queen of Pentacles reversed. So I feel like this disconnection from oneness, from understanding that you are part of something bigger, that you are connected to source, that you're connected to everyone, that you are part of unity consciousness, has affected yourself. What's the word? I love it when this happens. Not really. It's affected the way that you look at yourself. Okay, so you used to feel like the Queen of Pentacles, and now all of a sudden you don't. You feel like all your pentacles fell out of your upside down bag. Even though you're still working at it, something just doesn't feel quite right. And that's what it is. It's this disconnection from understanding that you have a purpose that's bigger than just you working for money, right? I don't know why this has come around from money. I suppose it's about the paying off the debt and all of that stuff. And we have the Four of Swords, which is also, it's in reverse as well. And it's sort of like, I feel like you went through a stage of sort of, you know, like feeling depressed and maybe not really knowing which direction to take things in. So you just kind of cocooned yourself, right? But I feel like this being upside down or reversed or however you want to put it is basically talking about this. It's like making a decision to come back into this energy of actually putting something in, rather than just kind of sitting and, you know, feeling out of sorts, I guess. So guidance here, coming back to oneness, remembering that you're part of it all, you know, becoming part of it all. And as I said that, this message, this vision sort of came in. It's sort of like these two cards are saying you've been isolating yourself too much. And when you isolate yourself too much, no one really gets to see your magic, and you don't feel that feedback from other people saying, hey, you know what, you're really good at this, or, you know, whatever it happens to be. And you kind of lose more and more faith in yourself. So I feel like that's going to be changing for you this week. And I feel like you're going to be asked to put things back in the past. You know, you'll be doing a little bit of shadow work and healing so that you can come back to your own heart. I'm going to pull one more card from here. And then I'm going to go Angel Answers. One more card. Alright. Okay, so we have the Nine of Swords, that it's reversed, which is a good thing because the Nine of Swords talks about like anxiety and nightmares, bad dreams, worrying about things. It's reversed, so I'm kind of thinking like you're coming out of this energy of, you know, being surrounded by sort of negativity. You're starting to remember who you truly are. You're starting to tap into who you are and this remembrance of who you are, and taking steps on the path to heal yourself and to release whatever it is that you need to release, whether they're limiting beliefs or subconscious issues or programming patterns, all of that stuff that we talk about a lot. And this one, the Four of Cups, so this is also reversed, but if you have a look here, she looks really bored, I guess. Sort of like, the word complacent is coming to mind. She's got like this beautiful cup of amazing rainbow energy sitting next to her, but she's so busy looking at the other way that she hasn't even really noticed it. So basically that message that I was just saying then, you know, about sort of losing touch with yourself. That was my leg moving on the chair, by the way. It wasn't what it sounded like. I feel like this is all going to be changing for you this week, right? You need to remember who you are and come back to oneness, and I feel like that's going to happen for you, or at least you'll be invited to go down that path. So guidance is the start, you know, start trying to connect with people, even if it's just one person. Bringing yourself kind of out of this energy of hermiting, of curling up in the little nest and going to sleep. And this one as well, kind of, you know, not seeing the good things. Because if you're not seeing the good things, how are you going to feel good? Let's have a look. What have the angels got to say for you guys? I forgot this for group 2, but I think that's because they had... so it says not the right time. It wasn't the right time in the past. I feel like that's what they're saying. So now we've got yes. And then we have romance. Okay, so... I did get a message here before about how this separation, this disconnection, this separation consciousness has affected your relationships. Because you had a debt that you needed to pay off, or you were carrying the weight of debt. It's like, I can feel like it's just like this heavy weight. For a lot of you it's karmic, for some of you it's actually, you know, you owe money to someone, or you owe something, or felt like you owed something to someone. And that could have involved your children, it could have involved a marriage, it could have involved, you know, a relationship with the children's parents or child's parents. And I think this might have really affected, you know, obviously it's affected your personal relationships. So it's saying before wasn't the right time for romance, but yes, now you might find that someone's coming in for you, or that you're able to free up a bit more time to kind of focus on that, or, you know, all of those things. But anyway, it's all really good. And also, if you were asking a question about something specific, a yes or no question, then the answer is yes. Obviously, you know, temper that with your own intuition if it's something that's, you know, yeah, just go with your own intuition if that doesn't feel right. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, guys, that is your reading for this week. Hopefully I gave you some guidance and some interesting things to think about, learn about, all of that stuff. Yeah, if you want a personal reading, I'm doing personal readings again now. And otherwise, yeah, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you did like the video. If you didn't, well, you know, you don't have to. But if you want to, you know, see more videos, I'll be putting more videos up on this channel in the coming weeks. So make sure you subscribe so you get notified. Thank you and good night.